Okay, guys, three more matches of IPL are done, and teams have been eliminated. Teams have qualified. It is a magical, magical tournament. One match was irrelevant. One match mattered for qualification, and another match mattered for top two race. So let's see. What was the first match? First match I could see there was Chennai RR. Literally, I don't want to watch the match, but I still did because this is now my job. But the thing is, that's like even as a kid, I used to keep watching all these matches because I wanted to watch every match and enjoy. Because these kind of matches as well are very fun. Because I remember back in 2016, slight backstory. If you remember, 55th match, Punjab and Pune were facing each other, 7th versus 8th. It was a wonderful match. 12 off to Dhoni hit two sixes. So these kind of matches, you always have to wait for it. And I think I kind of liked the match because it was 180 plus chase and it felt like somewhat older IPL high run chase. So I kind of liked it. Let's just get into the scorecard and talking about the players. Ayush Matre, I think he's the, how they say, he's like the lamp when it's all darkness for Chennai. This man, I swear, I think he's about my age as well, and like, he's around my age because he's a very youngster. I don't know if you realize I'm also young, but I think he's been playing really well. And same with, I was thinking Patel will also be good. Yesterday, unfortunately, he got down on duck, but I could see some potential in him. Conway, he hasn't been able to fire. Neither him nor Rachin have been able to fire. I'm pretty sure Chennai has to release one of them. Whoever's taking a bit more cash, I think they might have to release them next season. Try starting fresh, or maybe try David Brevis on at the opening, or just wait for Rutraj to come and just let Ayush Matre and Rutraj take over next season. I don't understand why they're trying to push the Ashwin at number four propaganda. And do they think he's Sunil Narayan or something? I don't get it. Genuinely, I don't. I would rather prefer Jaddu only at number four. He got out early. Brevis has been playing fine. Every match, it's same Shivam Dubey now. It's like he'll come in when he'll come in when the team is like four wickets down, and like it's not like he comes in to finish. He'll come to anchor, and like that's not good for a player like Shivam Dubey. You're not getting the full potential out of him. Now over here, yes, he hit that valuable 39 out of 32 only. Though he could only hit two fours and two sixes. But when you look at a player so deadly like Shivam Dubey, and past couple of games he's picked up his form as well, but it's not been able to come out. His like inner um, beast has not been able to come out because of you guys losing so many wickets in such contentions. And if you're losing wickets also, you're not putting enough runs on the board. And Dhoni, I don't even know what to say anymore. And I can't expect anything from the bowlers. And but Hasaranga was pretty good, and Akash Madhwal, obviously, the man of the match, he was very good. Just one issue was he gave five wides, which I didn't expect that to happen. Riyan Parag, he took those two overs. I think as a captain, like as a vice captain at least, he wasn't captain the other day. He's been taking the initiative of even taking the ball. Like although batsmen might attack him or whatever, he's still making sure that whatever it is, I have to bowl those two overs, be the sixth bowler in the time of need. And Tushar Deshpande as well, compared to his general economy, he's been playing good. And Jaiswal and Vaibhav Suryavanshi did just what they do every single game, give a blitz of a start. And Sanju Samson, he played his knock. Ryan couldn't do much. Dhruv Jurel and Shimran Hitmaier clutched up when it mattered. Never. It didn't matter. Then what's the point of clutching up now, guys? But I guess for pride wise, I guess it's fine because this kind of matchup it reminds me in 2020. Chennai and RR were also on the bottom of the table, but they had a match to check out for pride who's going to finish bottom. That match Chennai won, if I'm not wrong, and RR finished on the bottom. And then looking at the bowling, literally no one bowled well except Anshul Kamboj. Ashwin got those two wickets, but he was expensive. Noor Ahmed was expensive for the first time. Or Jadeja, Patirana, Khalil Ahmed. I think, honestly, according to lie, I think in auction, like I'm obviously going to keep bringing up the auction in many of my points now, because the thing is, it matters now, and like they have to look into the players who they can make more money out of and may expand their purse. But right now, if I talk about the auction, I'll keep sitting here for 45 more minutes. Let's just get to my partner's point of view about this match so we can move on to the more important matches.
Yeah, you look at this match, it was a battle of pride more than anything. It was a match where both the teams were looking at what they could tweak in their lineups for the next season. What would be better for them? I think that's what they're going to see. And it was more of these two teams were more about giving chance to the youngsters now because since they're anyways not qualified, they might as well check out the other players that they have and see if they work in this lineup. You look at Chennai's batting, yes, like ST mentioned over here, Ayush Matre has been the only batsman that has been consistently performing since he's come into the lineup. He's again hit 43 of 20 and he struck at 215. Wickets were tumbling down on the other end, but he made sure to keep the runs flowing at a very good rate on one end. He stuck to it. It continued his boundary hitting. He hit eight fours and a six. So yeah, that was brilliant from him. And Bravis as well. In along with Ayush Matra, I think Devol Bravis is the other only batsman who's been performing for this CSK lineup when it comes to batting. These two have been the bright spots for CSK this season. I think they'll be looking to utilize more of these two in the next season as well, since they can't do much right now. They're eliminated. And you see, he's hit 42 of 25 balls. He's been hitting this 30-40 knocks for quite some time now for CSK since he's come into the lineup. And Shivam Dubey, I think yeah, see, he's getting that 25-30 odd runs, but it's at a slower rate, and which is not very helpful. If you're taking 32 balls to hit 39, it doesn't be more it doesn't provide much fruit. If you take the same number of balls and hit them maybe another 15-20 runs extra, then it will make it even better impact. If you look at our bowling lineup, I think ST mentioned all of them, but he forgot to mention, I think he forgot to mention Yudhvir Singh. Yes, he's gone for 47 runs, but if you see in the power play, he was the one who took three wickets. The initial attack was made by Yudhvir Singh. If you note in the power play itself, when he was bowling, he picked up those three wickets. He was on fire. He's literally breathing fire in the power play. Before Ayush Matre obviously hit him around the park. But yes, for a youngster to pick up three wickets against in the IPL, it's a very good confidence boost, especially in the back end of IPL. He's proving it to the team that he can also fit into the lineup. And look at this RF chase. This time it wasn't that big opening partnership. It was in the start field. It was only Yashasvi Jaiswal doing the attack. If you see, it was a partnership of 37. While Vaibhav Suryavanshi barely faced no balls and scored like a run, while Yashasvi Jaiswal did most of the scoring 36 of 19. Then, if you see to this partnership between Sanju Samson and Vaibhav Suryavanshi, which is about almost, yeah, it was a partnership of 98 runs. Both of them. Vaibhav Suryavanshi has been performing consistently, and Sanju Samson has been vital for the Indian T20 side. If you've seen in the past year or so, since he's gotten it, he's been consistently performing. That consistency that was missing in Sanju Samson for quite some time. I think in the past 2-3 seasons, he's been more consistent in the IPL as well, and that's a plus point for RR. He's coming back from injury, second game after coming back from injury, and got some runs. He's made sure that the chase looked easy for Arab, along with obviously Vaibhav Suryavanshi. I mean, I can't praise Vaibhav Suryavanshi enough because for a 14-year-old to be consistently performing in such a big stage, such as an IPL, which is one of the biggest leagues in the world, and all the talented players from across the countries come to this tournament to show yes, and he's managed to stand out for this team especially. Yeah, and then yeah, Dhruv Jurel and Shimran Hetma in the end they just finished things off. Dhruv Jurel he did last match as well, and he comes this match with 31 of 12, and just more like finish it fast and go home and relax. That was the intent, I guess. And yes, this CSK bowling lineup, Noor Ahmed has been a constant performer for them, but he got hit for runs lately. I think in the past 3-4 games he's been getting hit for runs. but he's been picking wickets. So he picked up a wicket today. It's good to see Ashwin pick 2 wickets, but I think he's been costly throughout the season as well. Anshul Kamboj, another youngster that stood out in this IPL. Since he's come into the CSK lineup and he's been given new ball, he's been bowling brilliant lengths and he's picked up wickets as well. He's picked up wickets in this match as well. He's picked up a wicket and given only 21 runs in in 3 overs. My bad. So that's good to look at when you see youngsters performing in such a big stage. It's nice to see talent in our country coming up. Then now let's get to the next match. This was the match that decided which would be the fourth team that would go into the playoffs. And I think MI has been unstoppable ever since they started their winning run. This break, this is another team that where the break didn't seem like one for them. I mean, let's get to the. You look at the batting. MI was had came out to bat first, and then yes, Rohit Sharma couldn't get going. He got out quickly. Then Ryan refilled it at 25-18. It isn't much, but I think it was enough. At the first 3 wickets did fall pretty quickly for like 58 for 3 and 6.4. It's not a good look. And then Will Jack also 21 of 13. Yes, it's 25, 21 knocks and not that big of knock, but it can make slight differences. I think the in this batting lineup, it was Surya Kumar Yadav's one-man show. I mean, he's been so vital for MI this season. He's been the man for MI for the past 3, 4 seasons. Even when MI were at a low, it was him and Tilak Verma that were there. Tilak Verma has not been amongst the runs as much as before, but he's been giving those constant runs. This time as well, he's given a run about 27. Yes, it is not that great, but when you have Surya Kumar Yadav going on in the other end, there's nothing much you need to do. He's again hit that 73. He hits the ball. Uh, at each and every part of the stadium. I mean, if AB de Villiers is Mr. 360, I think for India, he's the man who you can call as Mr. 360 for sure. Because no matter what length the bowlers bowl, he managed to find some area in the ground to deposit the ball. That takes some skill and talent to do so as well. And Namandeep, 24 of 8, sudden burst. That I think that's the reason that MI reached 180 for sure. To hit 2 4s, 2 6 is, and then so that knock is vital because that cameo of 24 runs took them over the line. I mean, it was MI and this was the batting performance, but then you come to the second innings, the chase. And so the lineup, if you look at DC's lineup, people would have thought, okay, 181, this chase is definitely possible. You know, the likes of KL Rahul, Faf, Duplessis, Abhishek Porel has been in some form. And then Mitraj Nigam also can show up with the bat. Krishna Stubbs has showed up with the bat. Ashutosh Sharma is also known to have finished some matches. You look, and then, but then suddenly this team just faltered. If you see in the if I'm not wrong, yes, by the fifth over, they had lost 3 wickets for 27. I mean, the wickets were just tumbling. The the power play bowling was exceptional. Again, Trent Bolt and Deepak Char had it. More than Deepak Char, I think Trent Bolt's resurgence. I remember, I think a few videos back, I remember actually mentioning was Trent Bolt finally being playable. Was that fear not there anymore? And look where he has come now. Just I think after that video, the matches that have followed has just showed Trent Bolt's class. I mean, such players just need one match to come back to form, and then he showed he's done it again and again for this team as well. KL Rahul, brilliant century the match before, but couldn't continue that even after giving the opening slot. Faf Duplessis has been not that great for DC this season. In the start of the season, he's got those 1, 2, 3 knocks after that injury setback, but he's not looked himself this season. And Abhishek Patel as well, he's had a one-off match. Samir Rizvi, yes, it is good to see him amongst the runs, but I think it was a very slow rate. I think that is acceptable because of the way the wickets was falling on the other end uh, when he was out there. Vipraj Nikam as well, he got out pretty fast. Mitchell Santner, I don't think we've seen him amongst the wickets. Yes, he's an economical bowler. Mitchell Santner is that type of bowler that will choke you from runs and then sudden, and that's where he gets his wickets from. 4 overs, he's given 11 runs and picked up 3 wickets. I mean, that is some innings. Uh, he's definitely one of the reasons that MI won. And Jasprit Bumrah, he's been doing it for India in all three formats. He's been doing it for MI since the time he's come into the IPL. He's done it again. 3.2 overs, 12 runs, 3 wickets. I mean, I can't even say that, oh, this is some, like, it is definitely an exceptional performance, but Jasprit Bumrah has made it look so normal, especially when it is his figures, because he's done it. He's kept he's kept on doing the same thing every match. If you see his figures every match, his economy will be probably max. On a bad day, it will be probably 8 or 9, or in max minimum 7. I think he's had a couple of matches this season where he's only given about 4 or 5 in an over in his spell as well, in his 4 over spell. So he's been doing great that way. I think that's enough about me talking about this MI team. This is definitely looking like a side that needs to be stopped if you want to win a title. This team looks like the hurdle that needs to be crossed if the other three teams want to go ahead and lift that IPL trophy. It is enough of me talking. Or what do you think, ST?
See, okay, like I can't even lie, but with like teams like Chennai and Mumbai, obviously the most successful teams in IPL, I kind of consider them like a very elite side, like Australia. Like whenever they come into a knockout game or even in the group stage game, no matter how bad their form has been in the previous tournaments, I know how deadly they can be. It's like that's the kind of fear I have of Mumbai. So like if Mumbai reaches qualifier one, if they reach the top two slots, I can expect them to definitely win the cup. And still, like since GT even lost yesterday, and RCB, we don't know what's going to happen today, and there are matches. I am still sure that Mumbai can push for the top two by every method possible. And if they do that, I'm telling you guys, I think it's best to just close up the playoffs. They're going to win their second title, sorry, the sixth title, and it's going to be, how to say, it's going to be their first title in 5 years. And personally speaking, I haven't felt like Mumbai was like deadly side, yes. They've been playing my team. We've won against their team. They won against my team. Yes, like this year, obviously they were way more dominant against us than we were against them. But they didn't reach the playoffs really. Like you can say, huh? Didn't they reach the playoffs in 2023? But that also they scraped past that, like this literally had to scrape past, and it wasn't based only on their efforts. I'm not saying, oh, is that less valuable then? I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is it wasn't as much of a dominating performance like how much you would expect from Mumbai. Yes, there is still qualifier too. There is still qualifier too. But realistically, that season we were all thinking that RCB was going to go to the playoffs. But their last match was against GT, and Shubman Gill had to show why he is the prince of Indian cricket, and he had to pull out I think 200 plus chase in Chinnaswamy, and I'll tell you that was one of the best knocks I've ever seen. And Mumbai got knocked out to a Shubman Gill knock as well, so that was pretty funny to see. But I'm telling you, this Mumbai side, when I saw them 2020, 2019, 2017, these three sides, people tend to forget the 2017 side as well. These teams were like very all round good. Like people might say, oh, Chennai 2018 was good, KKR 2024 was good. Maybe Chennai KKR 2024 can compete with Mumbai 2020. But I'll tell you, on paper, like on the records, yes, Mumbai 2020 only has 9 wins and 5 losses in the points table. But that kind of a team, you won't expect it. Obviously, I'm going a bit into nostalgia, but looking at the game as well, I can still see that. Rickleton, back then they used to have Quinton Deacock. Will Jacks, obviously, they don't have a proper replacement of Will Jacks, but like, let's say somewhat replacing Pollard because he's very handy with the ball as much as Pollard was. I remember Pollard, if you guys don't remember, obviously Pollard back in the before the one fourth and fifth title, he used to come and bowl, and at that point he used to pick up those couple of handy wickets, and he was the perfect all rounder for Mumbai's batting lineup and whatever. Sky was there, Tilak Verma, I guess you can say he's replaced Ishan. Hardik was there, Namandhir is there. So like these kind of players, you and the same bowling lineup. It's practically the exact same bowling lineup. You have Bolt, you have Bumrah, Karan Sharma was there back then as well. Santner and Deepak Char weren't, but like instead of Santner, they used to play other players like Mitchell McClenaghan, James Pattons, and all these guys were there. And instead of Deepak Chahar, they had Rahul Chahar. So like this team, I see so many glimpses of the previous teams, and honestly, Delhi, it felt like what are they doing? Like Akshar obviously was injured. I can't blame anything about that. But I felt like okay, if it's a 180 target, like the pitch keep was acting weird as well in Wankhede. Like before the game, like 2 3 hours of the game, the pitch was like people. Are, I was thinking as well. Even examining the pitch, you could see that oh, you can hit a nice 190 200 score here, and that could also be chased down. That could also be chased down due has a good chance. And like Mumbai, we know how Mumbai is. So I was like 180 they hit, and then looking at the pitch and like looking how much Mumbai people are only struggling, I was having my doubts. And Sky and Hardik came later on saying that no 180 is good. We hit 20 with more runs than what we expected. I wasn't understanding, but looking at their bowl and looking at Delhi's batting, I really understood what they meant. I could understand it that okay, this team knew what they were going to do. They used the home advantage like crazy. And I'm not. And Mumbai does not win every time at Wankhede. It's like if they play 7 matches, they'll win four, or they'll win three only at Wankhede. That's the kind of team. But they analyze the home situation so well, like too good. Although they lost the toss, although everything happened, they still knew how to win the game. And you know how good the bowlers are of Mumbai. Whenever they have to defend a high total, they don't lose. They don't lose. 200 like the stat is there. No, 17 matches. If they hit 200, the Mumbai players have always won. Yes, and Delhi is also a very good side in that. 13 matches they've hit 200, only once they've lost. Sorry, 14 matches they've played, and once they've lost, 13 times they've won. So this kind of performances obviously boosts the batsman morale as well whenever they get a bit normal. Like, okay, Bumrah dekh lega, Bolt dekh lega. So like that's the kind of courage the Mumbai bowlers bring, and that's the kind of courage they even show. Like Santner show, like how K Star said, he choked the team out. He was the finisher. There's a line in the NBA which we use saying, "Is this the dagger?" Saying, "Is this the finishing move?" and "Is this the finishing shot?" He was the finishing shot, and I'll tell you, he was kind of wasted at Chennai, and I've been crying about this ever since. He was bought in 2018, and I used to keep crying to my mom like, "Bro, why is Santner over there? I would love to have Santner in my team or someone else's team. He would do so much better." They used to give him 4 or 5 matches per season because Bravo was always there, Shane Watson was there, Faf was there, and they used to play Lungi Engidi or someone else. So he never used to get chances. But whenever he did, he did pretty good. If you guys remember, 2019 RR versus Chennai, the game where Dhoni came onto the pitch to argue about a no ball as well. He was the last winning shot. So if you guys remember, you guys remember. But obviously, let's move on to the next game. Lucknow versus GT. Sorry, GT versus Lucknow. This game, and I genuinely didn't expect Lucknow to win. I was thinking GT was going to come, just beat the heck out of, beat the hell out of Lucknow, and nothing happened like that. These guys came in full force, and the previous match as well, previous time they met, when Lucknow was actually looking that they could contend for the playoffs, Lucknow won at Lucknow, and that was also with a good target at Lucknow, saying I think 181 was the target put by the GT batsman, and it was the same formula. The first two batsmen for Lucknow stood for a very long time. They stood for a very long time. I'll tell you this. I think I mentioned this in a different video as well, but I think I mentioned that the top three for Lucknow is also deadly as GT. It just unfortunately it hasn't just gone in their way. Because if you think about it, I've seen Aiden Markram hit like 650s already this season, if I'm not wrong. I've seen Mitchell Marsh hit 50s, so I've seen Puran be so deadly. Finally, he hit another 50 after a while. It's been a while since he's reached his form back. Mitchell Marsh obviously with that amazing century. Rishabh Pant came in with that 16 of 6. I don't know how much more he could have done. Is this the start of his new form? I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm saying he did well. He did well up to his mark. I was thinking, you know what, if it's a 200 plus chase, you have Josh Butler on your side, I think you should be set. But I think you need to have at least, if you're going to chase that kind of a total, you should have at least hit like 66 in your power play without a loss of wicket. Because this kind of bowlers are going to come up to you. At in the mid overs, you know you can attack some of these players. Realistically speaking, you know you can attack some of these players. And the thing is, Akash Singh and Akash Deep came. And Akash Singh is actually one of a very underrated player. He was very good when he was at Chennai, and he was there with SRH's squad as well last year, but we didn't give him a chance to play. And what else? Ian Ayush Badoni bowled yesterday, which is very funny. William O'Rourke, if you guys don't know who William O'Rourke is, if you guys don't watch Test cricket much, he's the guy who dismantled India's batting lineup in the New Zealand tour of India a couple of months back, and he's very good. He played last match, he got a wicket, and yesterday he was even better. Avesh Khan, realistically speaking, I don't even know what to tell about Amish Khan because I don't know. He has so much high demand for him. He puts out that much of economy. I think maybe one or two matches he'll perform. Is he worth the 10 crores or whatever he's getting put? That's all is matter. Shahbaz Ahmed, he also had to bowl 4 overs. I think these are times when you kind of miss that you miss Mitchell Marsh the bowler because right now obviously he's injured so he's not able to bowl. But I remember at a point when Mitchell Marsh was also like somewhat of a lethal bowler. But anyways, I think this match it was fine. I have to give it a GT. Unfortunate. I think it's good that a batch like the top three is off day. Like I'm not saying off day, but like somewhat it didn't get them to the finish line. I think it's fine that it happened today, but they have to really win their last match against Chennai by a good margin as well. If they really want that top two spot, and nothing else, personally, nothing else. I think another applaudable factor is Shah Rukh Khan. He wasn't showing up, and I kept ranting about this matter for the past couple of games, saying why isn't Shah Rukh Khan playing properly? But I guess he played well. I'm kind of proud of him. Like the way he stepped up, he showed the intent. Unfortunate that they couldn't get the team on side, but I'll say this is a game full of positives for GT and like learning is key over here. Now the focus should just be about that last home game against Chennai, beating the Heat and figuring out their plans. But what do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, if first look at I think this match was the test of which top three was better, and LSC's top three. I don't think it's spoken about much by people as well. This Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill, and Josh Butler have obviously stolen the spotlight with the way they've played throughout the season. Yes, they couldn't get big today, but I think if you look at this LSG top three of Aiden Markram, Mitchell Marsh, and Nicholas Puran, you look at Aiden Markram and Mitchell Marsh have been giving that constant starts for LSG. I think I've mentioned it in before in the previous videos as well that these two have been giving the starts, but it was the middle order that was not able to capitalize on it when Nicholas Puran was in form, if you see, he was the one who was capitalizing on these stars and then scoring big, and the target used to go to 190, 200 when they were putting up scores and when they were chasing, the chase made it look easier. But when Nicholas Puran wasn't amongst the runs in that patch of 4 5 matches, there was no other batsman that was actually carrying that forward. Yes, there was Ayush Badoni in some matches, he scored a 30, 40 runs. Abdul Samad with a 10 ball knocks, but it was not enough. And Rishabh Pant as well not being in form has cost LSD. I think one of the reasons for LSD not qualifying for the playoffs is one of these reasons as well. When one when the top, these this top three when two of them don't perform, this LSD batting lineup isn't able to cope with that, or there's no that one man who stand up uh, for an occasion, at least 1 or 2 matches to stand up, the different players standing up for them. They didn't have that. And yeah, but this was just sheer dominance. It was power hitting more than anything. I mean, when you have Mitchell Marsh and Nicholas Puran doing most of the batting, you can't expect anything else as well. And you look at LSG's batting. If you have 17 sixes in the innings, that I think that speaks volumes. 17 sixes and 17 fours. That's not a small number. There itself, you have 170 in what 34 balls. So that's the kind of power hitting these guys have. And GT's bowling lineup, Mohammad Siraj in the power play during the start in the first half of IPL, Mohammad Siraj in the power play was very lethal to pick up constant wickets. But I think as the season has progressed, he's not looking as deadly as he was in the power play. And Kagiso Rabada, ever since he's come back, he doesn't look like his old self. He's been really costly. Prasidh Krishna as well. I think that break has ruined his rhythm. He's been costly as well. Uh, Sai Kishore, yes, picked up a wicket, but he went for runs. Rashid Khan, again, being hit around. I think people have just figured out his bowling and know how to capitalize on it. You look at GT's batting. I mean, post 200, obviously not easy, and they've done it as well. Uh, is this the case where the middle order was actually tested? You know, Villuru coming in as a replacement for LSG, first match in, picked up 3 wickets, excellent bowling. And Akash Singh, he was, uh, he's been underrated for this team. He's been picking up wickets and he's not been giving much runs as well. And then, yeah, Shahbaz Ahmed, yes, if you see in RCB, it was those 1, 2 matches that he showed up. Otherwise, he was been hit around, and that was the case again. Avesh Khan keeps getting expensive, and Ayush Badani picking up the wickets, and then there was just cherry on the cake for them. And yeah, Shah Rukh Khan performing was really a positive for GT. And Shafin Ford has been hitting the 30, 40 runs before, but I don't think it's enough. In playoffs, if such a situation arises, I'm not sure if GT will be able to, when if the top three doesn't perform, if they will be able to uh, you know, carry the team or no. I have my doubts regarding that, but I think we have to witness those matches before we say anything. And like Ashley mentioned over here, the next match for GT will be really vital if they want to finish top two. And another match that is crucial for the top two is the upcoming match, which is RCB versus SRH. SRH have nothing to lose, while RCB have the top two spot at stake. When they definitely have the upper hand against GT, and they can take the top spot as well today. So yes, we're at the fag end of IPL. We have what 6 matches left in the league stage, and then we have the most awaited playoffs, and we have four exceptionally good teams that have been performing throughout and have been able to absorb the pressure in those crucial moments and won those small moments in the games, and that's the reason they're in the top four as well. I mean, so looking forward to all of this. There's definitely more exciting cricket left. Yes, that's what 10 matches at max left in the cycle for this 10 matches. Uh, I'm pretty sure it won't be anything short of thriller. So yeah, and there's definitely going to be more videos from our side and from your side. Like always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. See you in the next video.